I've been playing a lot of Melee lately, and decided to go at the target test since I needed to unlock Mr. Game & Watch this way, and my god, I forgot how difficult some of these were. Now don't get me wrong, some of the tests, for example links, are really easy to do, but there are others that require a lot of skill, which I lack a lot of. So, I decided to rank the 10 hardest target tests for a casual player like myself. Remember, this list is my opinion, and mine is more likely going to be different from yours, especially if you're a good Melee player. I'm Tom from Nintendo Extremists, and today I'm going to count down the top 10 hardest Smash Bros. Melee target tests. I don't particularly find the Ice Climber's target test to be that hard, but it is very time consuming. In this, you only have one of the climbers, and that makes doing the recovery move very difficult. Also, the platforms break if you hit them, so you better be careful, especially near the start. Again, this one isn't the worst, but you may be prone to the odd accidental death here and there. At number 9 we have Fox. Now, Fox's isn't the most difficult ever, but it definitely takes a few tries before you can complete it. If Fox isn't your main character, you'll more likely find this easier, but for someone who doesn't use Fox a lot like myself, I find it quite hard on my first few tries, but usually that target as near all of the electric boxes. Now I'm not the best with Fox's side special, so it took my first few tries to find the correct position to pull off the move so I could fit through the gap, or I just dove straight in and hoped that I wouldn't fall off the course. But honestly, after a few tries, you should be able to complete this one. Some people may disagree with me on this one, but I found Marth's target test to be oddly difficult. In case you didn't know, in the first two Smash Bros games, every character had their own target test which favoured their movesets and overall ability. But honestly, I don't see how this course favours Marth at all. The first 6 targets are really easy to get, but after that, oh man, you have to be really careful with how you move, otherwise you'll get knocked around by the flippers. And even if you manage to get past them, the last 2 targets are placed in the most awkward positions, because the moving platforms that are supposed to support you really don't help unless you know how to move well in the air. Again, after a few tries of trial and error, you should be able to complete this one. Taking my Fire Emblem, at number 7, we have Roy. I don't know why, but I really struggled with Roy's target test at first, and he was the second to last character that I completed it with. So now you're probably wondering why is number 7. Well, it took a lot of trial and error to complete this test, and honestly, I don't think that I would have completed it had I not watched a video on YouTube. After completing it the first time, it was a piece of cake afterwards. Again, this one could be up for debate, but Ganondorf's target test can be tricky the first few times you try it. One thing I do like about this course is that all of the targets are in one confined space, and that makes it a little bit easier, but hence why I found Luigi and Mr. Game & Watch's target test to be quite easy. However, there are a few obstacles here which are a pain in the arse. Ganondorf seems to have really slow attacks, and getting the targets at the bottom which are moving can be time consuming. Once you've gotten them, it's time to move upwards, and oh look, there's some platforms that are moving at 100 miles per hour. And if you're not careful, hitting the spikes with some momentum can send you falling out the stage. Truth be told, you have to be patient with this one, but after a few tries, you will succeed. Into the top 5, and we have Ness. Now, I found this one to be okay, but that's only because I've made it as Ness. But for those who don't, that seems to be most of the Smash community, this test will be challenging. I know that Ness's main moveset involves his PSI powers, but Nintendo took that literally, and most of the targets involve PK Thunder, and if you don't know how to use PK Thunder, then you better start learning, because you're going to need it. I just think that Nintendo could have done something different with this course, because it is stupidly hard for those who barely use Ness. If you thought Fox's target test was bad, just wait until you play Falco's. It's similar to Fox's target test, but just 10 times worse, and on steroids. The electric boxes are back, and even more awkward positions than before. Some of the targets involve using very careful recovery moves, and some are just in some stupid places. It will take you a lot of attempts and trial and error before you complete this test. Pikachu was a pointless character to add to Melee, since it was just the worst version of Pikachu, and the target test, oh my god. You really need to take advantage of Pikachu's electric powers here, because most of the targets require that. Even if you main Pikachu, I can guarantee that you won't complete this on your first try, because this test requires so much trial and error until you complete it, And believe me, I was over the moon when I finally completed this test. Younglings isn't the hardest by any means, but you have to be really skilled to complete this one. You spawn in this ditch, and a simple recovery move won't get you out. Now I was thinking, how the hell do you get out of here? And then I realised I have to wall jump to get out. Let me tell you, I had no idea how to wall jump until I looked up on YouTube. You have permission to call me a noob. After that, you need to have trial and error to try the rest. I would personally recommend using the boomerang and the bow and arrow, just because they're the easiest methods, but even the boomerang can require some precise movements. This is definitely one of the more longer tests, but tell you what, you'll feel satisfied when you complete this one. And now, the number 1 hardest Smash Bros melee target test is Jigglypuff. This is the only target test that I'm yet to complete, and I cannot tell you how many times I've tried to complete this test. If you don't manage Jigglypuff, which let's face it, barely any of us do, then you will have struggled the first few times you play this. The first 6 targets are really easy to get, after some trial and error, but the last 4, holy crap, are really stupidly difficult. The best I managed to do is 9, because by the time I reach the last target, Jigglypuff just gives up and falls off the stage. Like I said before, I tried this so many times, and I just can't do it. And even if it's searched on YouTube, Jigglypuff's name appears every single time. This is, in my opinion, the hardest target test in the whole game. And that, guys, concludes this top 10. What do you think of my list? What changes would you make? Keep in mind that I'm a casual melee player, so some of these target tests may be easy for you. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you're new, feel free to subscribe, so you never miss any future content. Also, hit that notification bell, so you get notified the second we upload the video. I've been Tom from Nintendo Extremist. I'll catch you next time.